Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the Neca Ghostface Inferno. This is based off Ghostface from the Scream franchise. This is part of some sort of recent Walmart con. I don't even know what it was called, it's so hard to keep track, there's so many of them nowadays. Ordered this thing at Walmart.com, it arrived today, so let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see on the front, this is Ghostface. It has that sort of shiny, almost holographic packaging. Ghostface Inferno. I'm not sure what that is supposed to be from. I think maybe it's based off of one of the stab movies from inside the Scream franchise, which is kind of interesting. One side of the package, Ghostface Inferno from Neca. Other side, same thing. At the back, you can see a ton of different display options. Devil horns, pitchfork. This one here is sleeveless and has a flamethrower. Like I said, I think that's from the stab movies. Ghostface Inferno. The bottom, there's the barcode, if that helps anybody. This is one of NECA's ultimate figures. Window box packaging. You can hear the Velcros open up. On the inside sleeve, here's Ghostface with a knife. And then here he is in the package. Ton of accessories, ton of different display options. So with no further ado, let's open him up. Alright. Now that this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He has quite a bit of cool stuff. 4 alternate hands, totaling 6 interchangeable hands. It looks like 3 heads, and then 1 alternate faceplate. We have a flamethrower with detachable flame. 2 knives, 1 bloody, 1 regular. A voice changer, a machete, and a pitchfork. Like I said, quite a bit of cool stuff. Before I take a look at all that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is a 7-inch scale Ultimate NECA figure. This is at least the 3rd different 7-inch scale Ghostface they've made. They've also done an 8-inch. When I first saw this one teased, I was like, what the hell is that? It was like a sleeveless Ghostface with a flamethrower. I was like, my god, was that in one of the later movies? I've actually been watching the Scream movies. My wife and I have watched number 1, 2, 3 recently, and we're going to watch 4. I don't think I've ever seen 5 or 6. I was like, is that really in those movies? My god, that's so dumb. But I had read that it was an homage to the Stab movie, which is sort of the Scream movie inside the Scream franchise, and I think that's actually a very cool and clever way to release a figure like this. And there are enough parts that you can have it the traditional Ghostface or something alternative and modern. So let's take a look. Start with his face here. The traditional Ghostface look, at least the shape. He's a silver, very shiny mask, and I don't really remember them using that in any of the movies. Maybe it's one of the later ones, maybe somebody forgot. He's got the cloth soft goods robe. The hood goes up and down, has a wire inside the hood, and a wire up and down the sort of side of the robe. Of course, you can open it up and see the figure has actual sculpted pants. Looks like this one has sort of a combat vest on. Believe it's double jointed elbows, single jointed knees. You can see all the frayed pieces of the cloth here. It's actually very well done. It feels good. I don't recall it collecting a lot of hair or anything either. I do have the previous 2 versions NECA made, unless I'm forgetting about another one. So, it looks cool. And I'd say the main appeal about this is if you're a completist and you want to get all of them, nice. And if you're just a casual person walking by Walmart, you see this guy, you can actually build the regular version. So, best of both worlds. They probably should display the regular mask on him, so that's what you'd see when you open the window box packaging, and you can actually realize you can make the original version. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. The sculpt's on point, very shiny, very reflective. You can see he has sort of a plastic hood underneath the cloth hood. And here's a figure, broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Quick look at the body underneath the robe. Looks like he has a bulletproof vest on, combat vest, got some bullet holes in it. This could be a really nice base body for a custom police officer, military guy. Now to check out his accessories. Let's start off with his hands. He has a total of 6 of them, 3 right hands and 3 left hands. Here he is with his first pair of hands. This is a set of gripping hands. Here's his second pair of hands. His right hand is a gripping hand with a trigger finger, and his left hand is a gripping hand with a larger grip. And then his final pair of hands. His right hand is yet another gripping hand, and then his left hand is a very small, almost like pinching hand. Now to take a look at the masks and heads. This is where the set really shines. NECA's outdone themselves. There are 4 different Ghostface masks that are interchangeable on 3 different heads and different hood styles. So you can have him like some of the different films, different combinations from the Stab film, inside the Scream film. Very, very well done here. So it comes with 3 different inner hoods. This one I feel like is from the Stab movies, a little bit sort of modern, doesn't have their stuff hanging off it. Then we have this one here. This is what I perceive as a more traditional version. It's got the extra sort of pieces hanging down, and they move to the side to kind of get out of the way. And they have this one, pretty much the same thing, except the extra material is just laying flat. But I love the fact that you have numerous options, and you have the masks that interchange with each one. In addition to that, you can even have him holding the mask to his side and put a regular head on this guy. Here he is with the first mask. This is the traditional white Ghostface mask. And here's his second head. This one has a sort of bone-type face. And its third face. This is the silver one. This is the one he came with in the package. And now, his fourth different face. This one is the Ghostface with the devil red and horns. And like I said, if you wanted to pop on just a regular action figure head on this guy and him holding the mask, it can look like the killer either getting undressed or getting dressed. Now let's look at his robe. It's made of cloth soft goods, and I think it's very well executed. So we have the hood here, and it's got a bendy wire inside. The hood can be up, it can be down. The sleeves, they have extra sort of frayed material hanging off it. And I do feel like they're, at least it's a little harder around the sleeves here. I don't think it's a wire. It does have a wire that goes down to the front. It has another wire that goes down the front and the inside. I like it. I think it looks good. I think it's well done. It fits the figure nicely. Here's the figure without the robe on. And here he is with the robe on, giving him 2 completely different distinct looks. Now let's look at his voice changer. It's a very small accessory, but this is a signature thing for Ghostface. It's very small. You can see sort of speaker, receiver there. Small, basic, but detailed enough and useful for the Ghostface. Here's Ghostface holding and speaking through the voice changer, and here are some of his stabbing weapons. He has a traditional Ghostface knife, both regular and bloodied. He has a machete, and then a pitchfork. Here he is, holding the regular knife, and also the bloody knife. Here's Ghostface holding the machete, and now holding that pitchfork. He can hold it with either one hand or with 2. And then the craziest accessory he comes with is this flamethrower. Now I believe this is from one of the Stab movies inside the Scream movies. If it had an actual Scream movie, drop me a line in the comments below. I haven't seen the last couple, but I can't imagine they had something like this. But who knows. Kind of an older looking flamethrower. You can see he's going to hold at the top here. And it has a little peg to attach the accessory at the front. The accessory is made of a semi-transparent material. Pretty good job replicating flames. Here's Ghostface, holding that flamethrower. One hand on the trigger area, the other hand supporting it, holding it from the top. And here he is, with the flame accessory attached. Actually, it looks pretty good. Now I wanted to check out the differences between the original Neca Ultimate Ghostface and this new one. So, here's the original one they released a few years ago. The hood is a lot smaller, a lot snug and tighter on the face. And I think I kind of like that look a little better. As we go further down, looks like the hands might be a little bit different. It's come a bunch of different sets of hands though. The legs look to be similar, although it's a different sculpt. You can see the wrinkle down here is not quite the same. Maybe it is. I guess the legs are the same sculpt. Brown shoes versus black shoes. But as you go further up, this guy has an actual torso. And this guy here just has a bunch of nonsense going on up there. Pretty cool. I'm definitely going to be displaying each of these figures with a unique mask. That way I can tell them apart and have some differentials on the shelf. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at the figure and his accessories, let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing at about 7.2 inches tall, which can translate to just over 18 centimeters. The hood, of course, is going to add a tiny bit to that. And for his articulation, starting with his head, of course, it can rotate from side to side. He can look up and down a pretty good amount. Can tilt his head from one side to the other, which is pretty cool. Gives him a nice amount of personality when he has the hood on. Shoulders, ball joint goes out just about 90 degrees. Up, down, around. He's got single jointed elbow, but they go in quite a bit more than 90 degrees. Very well done with rotation. His wrist can rotate, and it's hinged as well. torso appears to be one solid piece, although you can't really tell what's going on under that vest. Ball joint in the waist, rotate around, forward and back. Legs, complete as splits. Ball joints inside of there. The legs can rotate independently against the ball. They go forward that far, back not much. Single jointed knee with rotation. And his ankle, forward and back, tiniest bit. Rotate, tilt rock, the tiniest bit. Here's a look at 3 of Neca's Ghostface figures, each one representing 3 of the different 4 masks that come in the set. I can see people buying multiples to display them in all the different ways. Here's the Ghostface killer in front of one of his victims' houses, using his voice changer. And here he is, about to murder a young woman trying to escape him. And then, looking down at his victim, with an almost curious look on his face. Now let's check him out. Next to some of their action figures, starting off with some of their Ghostface figures. Here's the Ghostface Inferno, next to the original Neca Ultimate Ghostface. And here he is, next to the Ghostface Takes on Manhattan action figure. This one is the same body as the original one, but has the same face and head swap features as the new one. Here are all 3 of the Ghostface figures in release order. The original Ultimate on the left, in the middle, Takes on Manhattan, and on the right, the new Inferno. At least for now, this is how I'm going to display these guys. The original with the white mask, the Manhattan one with the green mask, and this new one with the silver mask. But there are just so many options. I also have this older McFarlane Movie Maniacs Ghostface. I bought this a long time ago with the intent to customize into something, so I started cutting pieces off and altering him, and then I never finished a custom, and I definitely regret doing any of that stuff. It's just a piece of junk at this point, but you can see how they'd scale up next to each other. Here's Ghostface, next to several NECA modern horror icons. Jason, Freddy, Pinhead, and Michael Myers. Then, next to Leatherface, Chucky, and Jigsaw. And now, with some older NECA Universal Monster horror figures, Dracula, Frankenstein, the Mummy, and the Wolfman. Here's Ghostface, next to McFarlane Movie Maniacs Candyman. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in, both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a NECA toy, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off our comparisons with some of the large action figure lines I collect, and work way smaller. But first, let's check him out with some more of his NECA brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from NECA toys, all 7-inch scale. And now, with some Jack-specific wrestling figures, and some DST or Diamond Select toys. Here he is, next to a ketchup packet. And here he is, next to some McFarlane toys and DC Direct figures. Then, with both some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures. And now, with some Mezco and Mattel DC figures. Next, with some Mafex and Hasbro Marvel Legends. And finally, with some SH Figure Arts action figures and some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, this is a pretty cool version of the Ghostface Killer. Now when I first saw promo images for this, I was like, I don't want that. Guy with a flamethrower, sleeveless version of Ghostface, that's retarded. I don't want that, it's just dumb. But then I realized it was sort of taken from Stab, which is the Scream movie inside the Scream movie, and I thought, you know what, that's actually kind of a clever way to handle that. So, I prefer the original look of Ghostface, and that's what you want, you could make that with this figure. But there are so many options, so many accessories, that is what I would say is the highlight of this thing. That takes it from being just sort of regular release, and elevates it a little bit. Now, accessories are plentiful, fantastic, articulation's good, sculpture paint job excellent. If I were to rate this guy, I'm going to give him a 7, teetering towards 7.5 out of 10. I like the fact that you can make the classic version, and you have all these other options. You could buy like 5 of these guys and display them all differently. The hood is a little bit looser around the head than I'd like, but I think I can alter that with the bendy wire in there. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.